So, very good morning to all of you. Today, in this class, we are trying to explain or trying to learn something about basic comments only. So, those comments are somewhat important for us. We would like to concentrate on them. So far, we have created or executed some number of comments, something like this. Make directory, all directory comments have been completed, and all of these comments also gets completed, and the change mode also be completed. I will repeat change mode at the end of this class again, because I will recall you, because change mode is very important for running any kind of program. I mean, if you write a small program and wanted to execute in Unix, you need to give execute permission to X permission to that particular file. Then only you could able to execute that particular file. Otherwise, it is not possible. Then today we will concentrate very less number of commands. So how pipe is being working, and what is WC command. So how this particular WC command could be work out in our Linux. These two, followed by recalling of or re-explanation of this change mode. So these are the three commands which I would like to concentrate. So let us see. First of all, we would like to consider the pipe operation. So generally, you people are get operate the pipe in our any operating system also. In operating systems also, we do have one particular command, that is pipe. Pipe will be taken something like this. So what you call in C programming language. So in R, we maybe operate this pipe twice, will be called as R condition. But here, if you take single, then that is called as the pipe symbol. Okay, if it is take single, that is called as pipe symbol. So let us consider you have been taken one particular command, whatever the command it may be, ls-l, whatever the command it might be. So followed by pipe, followed by, if you take one more command. So here normally in Unix operating system, everything. So normally we are so far we have an habituation to call these as commands, but in Unix operating system, these are called as processes. ls is one process, more is another process, pipe is another process. Everything is process. After the invention of Linux only, we got one particular name in operating system, that is inter-process communication. How inter-process communication is being evaluated here, in the sense, after invention of Unix only, this particular topic has emerged. So these are not actually commands. These are called as processes. ls is one particular process, and ls does have a switch, that is -l. More is another process, and the pipe is one more process. Then as and when you have to create any kind of pipe in between two different types of commands, pipe is always used to merge two different kinds of commands here. What actually been happen? What actually be happen when we have to create a particular pipe here? So as and when you have to create a pipe, then what could be actually happen here, in the sense? So it is being happening something like this. Let me draw something for you. Then I will show you how this could be happen here. So soon you have to operate some particular command. Let me say, not command actually. This is a process here. Process P1, or in our language it is command, process P1, then followed by a particular pipe, followed by another process, process P2, and you maybe have a facility to operate any number of processes here. In between each and every process, you maybe gets operate any number of pipes also. For example, if you take one more pipe, and followed by, so if you take one more process, process number 3, what actually been happening here? So look at this, everything could be gets operated. All these things are supposed to be gets operated at user mode. These are all at user mode. User mode, in the sense, you have your command something like this. Yes, this particular command syntax will $sign will be there. This level is called as user mode. Soon after taking this particular user mode, you may have a facility to access some number of commands. After applying this command, obviously we know very well about the kernel level. So as and when you have to type any kind of command, so it will be taken care by kernel. So if you execute this particular command, ls-l will be executed by you. Kernel will be directly taking that particular command, and it could be executed without any problem. There is no other kind of inclusions could be available here. But in between two different types of processes, if you are supposed to take two different type processes and one pipe will be included here, what actually been happen here in the sense, as and when you are applying this particular pipe, yes, whatever the output which could be provided by process one will be taken by this particular pipe. And soon pipe will be taken by the kernel. What actually been happen here in the sense, it is going to create a buffer, so within the kernel level. So this is buffer. So this particular buffer, yes, this particular buffer does have a capacity of 64 kilobytes. 64 kilobytes. So each buffer size will be 64 kilobytes. For example, so if your process will be generates less than or equal to 64 kilobytes, then one buffer will be gets enough. If it is greater than, if your whatever the process you could consider, if it would be produces greater than 64 kilobytes in the sense, so obviously one more 64 kilobytes will be gets added so that your buffer will be double in size. If it is more than 128, 64 plus 64 is 128. If it is more than 128, so obviously one more 64 will be appended. So at any moment of time, only 64 kilobytes are going to be taken into consideration, and whatever the output which will be give by this particular process will be transferred to this particular buffer. After transferring will be completed to the buffer, then so this data will be taken by this particular process, and this process will be whatever the output. For example, it could not be there with us. For example, it is not there with us. Only two commands or two processes have been operated with a single pipe. Then so whatever the data which is pertained by this particular 64 kilobytes, this 64 kilobytes of data will be taken by process P2 and can be sent to our standard output device, which is monitor. Our standard output device, which is monitor. So it could be sent to the monitor here, so that you maybe have your data something like this. You have to observe very clearly. So I'll show you how this could be. Let me show this particular output. Then you could observe what are the specific items here. So let me go ahead towards backwards, and if you take these many files ls-l, you please observe while displaying directly of these commands, some colors are displaying here. So all directories does have some blue in color, and the files which are not having any executable, I mean X permission could not be there, they are in black color, and the files which are having some executable permission will be there, they are in so let me say in green color. Some tar files will be zip or tar files will be there, they are in red color, and so on and so forth. Many number of colors are there. If you are not supposed to use any pipe here, soon you have to use pipe. You please observe this one. Soon you have to use pipe. So ls switches -l. So more. If you are supposed to use pipe here, obviously you do understand the colors will be goes off, because every data which is being produced by ls-l will be transferred to the buffer. So as and when the data will be transferred to buffer, so buffer will not be identify whether it is a file or whether it is ordinary data. It could not be identify anything. It could be just receives the data, and that received data will be sent to or give input to the so-called other command or other process here. So look at this. You may be observe the difference between these two. So previously we do have many colors. I have been taken ls-l alone. Now it has been taken. I have created a pipe. Let me say buffer. I have created a buffer with the help of what do you call the kernel, and apply from more here. So if you are supposed to operate something like this, you can see templates, UP class, videos, and XYZ has in blue in color. But here you could see everything in same color. Okay, let me take one more time. So you can see, so everything is same color, only one color. That color is so the black. So what does you need to understand at this particular situation is, as and when data will be transmitted from your process output to pipe, so that will be considered as a data, and that could not be considered as any extra, I mean, related to file system. It could not be considered in such a fashion. Why I have taken this example particularly here? Here you could observe very clearly. The distinction will be observed very clearly. So that is why I have taken this particular example. So whatever the data you have placed into this buffer, that will be considered as ordinary data. It should not be related to file system. It would be related to kernel. It doesn't take that kind of identification. It doesn't operate that kind of identification. It will be obviously considered as it is an ordinary data, and the data will be transferred to next command. More prominently speaking, so I will draw this particular diagram very clearly. You please draw it, because this diagram is very important when what is that, network operations are being discussed with you in future. This diagram is very important. Let me draw this particular diagram for a while very clearly. You please draw this particular diagram very clearly. So look at this. Let me consider one particular process number one, P1 in the sense process number one. You please consider it as so command one. And here you have been operated one pipe symbol. Yes, pipe will be taken into consideration, and followed by second command number two. Here it is. This is process number two. Actually, it is called as a process, process number two. So whatever the output which have been generated by this particular process will be taken by the pipe first. Pipe will be taken this particular data, and soon pipe will be gets executed. What actually been happening here in the sense, so it has been created. I mean, kernel has been created some buffer here. A buffer will be gets created by kernel, and whatever the data which have been received so far by the process one will be transferred to this buffer. How much data you have with you, that particular data will be transmitted here, transmitted towards this particular buffer. Okay, and this buffer size will be 64 kilobytes for each and every block. First block is 64. If your process will be generates more than 64, one more 64 will be appended, so that your buffer size will be increased from 64 to 128. If your data will be processed data will be more than 128, one more 64 will be appended here. Then that will be so added to 312, something like that, and so on and so forth. In this way, so the buffer size will be so implemented. If your data, the process will be, first process will be generated only 1 kilobyte of data. For example, single kilobyte of data will be generated by you, by your process. Even then, it must be creates 64 kilobytes as a block here. Okay, that could be done here. Soon after, so storing your data into this particular buffer, then this data will be so taken by forwarded to, not taken, forwarded to process P2, and this process P2 will be send your standard output device for displaying purpose. Actually, output and input will be so drawn in such a fashion. So in this way, you have to divide here. Display here. This is monitor, standard monitor. Okay, like this, it has been done. Okay, and here, what exactly you need to understand within this particular context here. So this whole operation will be happen at two layers. Layer number one is user layer. So whatever the command you are operating, that could be at user layer. User layer in the sense, you have dollar prompt with you. You have dollar prompt with you. As and when dollar prompt will be taken, that is called as user layer. And because of this pipe will be helps you to create some buffer at the kernel level. Okay, somehow every command will be executed with the help of kernel only, but pipe will be somewhat special. That special is what is that specialty here is, it must be create some buffer here, and then transfer the process one data completely into this buffer, and then it will be, I mean, this particular thing will be so forwarded to next process what exactly we're supposed to execute. This is the way. And more and more specifically speaking, this buffer is, so try to listen very carefully and try to write this particular buffer information very carefully, because it is very important question in our final examination also. So your buffer will be having, as like as a queue, your buffer also having two ends. So this is end number 1 and this is end number 2. Normally, as far as the kernel point of view, actually 1 and 2 could not be there. Instead of 1, we have to draw it as 0, and it is 1 actually. So always this buffer is going to access the incoming data. Incoming data in the sense process 1 will be generate some kind of data, and that data will be so forwarded to buffer through 0 end. Through 0 end. So therefore, this 0 end will be called as write end, WRITE. So as and when you are trying to write the data, you must always use it to write the data through 0 end, okay, through this particular end. And the process P2 will be read the data from this particular buffer. This reading will be happen right away from one end. So this particular so end will be called as read end. So as and when read end will be gets work out, then write end will be gets closed. This flag will be gets closed. It is not supposed to work anymore if read end will be, I mean, process, other process will be taken, drawn data from this particular end, from read end. Write end could not be work anymore. And as and when write end is being working, I mean, process 1 will be placed data onto the buffer. Then during that particular time, write end is being working properly. Therefore, read end will be so getting switched off. So that could not be, the flag of read end will be 0. So as and when write is being done, so read cannot be taken. Read cannot be taken here. Okay, it could be prohibited. Whereas as and when read could be happen, so write could be prohibited. Okay, any one of the operations will be gets happen here, not both operations at a time. Okay, and more specifically, from one end write will be operated and another end read will be operated. As and when any persons will be ask you some questions, so this pipe will be, for example, this pipe will be defined as a, so P of 2 as an array, that is P of 2. This P of 2 does have two different types of indices, that is P of 0 is one index and P of 1 is another index here. So P of 2 in the sense only two indices will be there. P of 0 will be used to write the data onto the pipe. P of 1 can be used to read from the data from the pipe. Okay. For example, if you create in such a way, you have to create your pipe in such a way, P of 0. So instead of specifying 0 and 1, P of 0, pipe of 0 is always trying to so write the data onto the pipe, and the pipe of 1 is always trying to read the data from the pipe. Moreover, if P of 0 is being working, P of 1 cannot be taken. P of 1 is being working, P of 0 cannot be taken. So this is complete information regarding to the pipe. Okay, pipe will be seems in such a fashion. So therefore, you could observe your pipe in such a fashion here. So pipe will be gets happen in such a fashion. Then you could operate our pipe like anything. So you could operate like anything here. Let me take one more comment. So let me discuss pipe more and more for a number of times. So look at this. One more command I would like to consider here. The command will be, instead of in addition to pipe, I have supposed to discuss about WC. WC in the sense word count. Word count. Word count. That is the meaning here. WC in the sense word count. What does it means? If you give any kind of file as input, WC followed by any kind of file, the command syntax will be seems like this: WC, only small lowercase letters. So file 1 followed by file 2 followed by and so on followed by file n. n number of files will be given as input here. There is no comma at all. Okay, file 1, file 2, file 3, and so on. For example, we'd like to give only single file as input. For example, WC, so followed by file 1. File 1 has been given as input here. At this moment, what actually it could be display, 3 outputs will be displayed here. Number of lines, how many number of lines are there within the file? How many number of words are there within the file? How many number of characters are there within the file? I hope that you understand. First one is lines, second one is words, third one is character, followed by actual file name. For example, number of lines within the file 1 will be, for example, let me assume that, I'll show you an example, but assume that we have 2 lines, so 6 words and 30 characters. 2 lines, 6 words and 30 characters. For example, that could be there. So WC followed by file 1, if you operate something like this, it will show you 2 lines, some space, so 6 words, some space, and the characters will be 30 I have given, some space, FILE1. This is the output which we have to get. Okay, I'll show you here, then you could understand very easily. So let me enter UP class. So here I have created 2 files, a.txt to b.txt. So let me take a.txt, what exactly will be there here. So all state names within the country, and cat b.txt, what exactly be there here. So all city names which are available within the country. I have taken 1 or 2, I mean some 5 to 6. Let me examine how many number of lines are there within a.txt and b.txt, and how many characters and how many words are there here. So before going to that, you just calculate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 lines are there. 12 words also. 12 plus 1. Arunachal Pradesh, one more extra word. That is 13 words are there. Of course, characters will be somewhat some other. So let me take WC followed by a.txt space b.txt. If you take something like this, you can see. So 12 lines are there. 12 lines are there. Oh, b.txt. Sorry, b.txt. Okay, 12 lines are there. So then 13 words are there. 119 so characters are there within A, and 10 lines are there. 9 words are there. 98 characters are there in B. As a total, this is the information. Both of these files, we have 22 different lines are available, and 22 words are there. 217 characters are there. This is the total. Now, I don't need all these statistics. I need only number of lines, not more than that. Then what shall we have to do? Hope that you do understand what I'm speaking. I wanted to know about how many number of lines are available. Therefore, WC, before going to that, you may be operate a.txt alone. You may be operate as a.txt alone. 12, 13, 119. First one is number of lines. 13 is number of words. 119 is number of characters. Now, I'd like to calculate how many number of lines. I don't require all other. Okay, then WC, there is a switch -small l. L in the sense number of lines followed by your file name a.txt. Thereby, it could be very useful while we are doing work with so string palindrome, string operations, very specifically string operations. Okay, however, we will see at that moment, don't worry. So here, you could see how many number of lines are there, 12 lines. Similarly, how many number of words are there? For words, you have to operate W. If you operate W, 13 words are there in a.txt. There you have to operate how many number of characters. Don't mistaken, it is not -c, it is -m. Okay, -m is so number of what you call characters which are available within this particular file. Similarly, I'd like to operate some command here with pipe ls-l wanted to know how many number of files are available in my listing, in my directory. How many number of files here? We could not display how many number of files. So I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either files or directories. Totally 6 are available. So because of this, WC will be count. This could also be one more extra, 7 will be get sucked. So look at this. So ls-l, I don't want to display immediately. I have to send this one to WC. WC, if you are supposed to operate only with WC, as usual, we have to get as an output how many lines, how many characters, how many words, and what are the different statistics will be displayed here. You can see 7 lines are available, 56 words are there, and 296 characters are there. I don't require all those. I required only number of lines. Okay, so ls-l pipe. So followed by WC, I need only number of lines. Number of lines, each line will be one particular file, so that -l. So okay, how many lines are there? How many what do you call files are there here? 7. Of course, total 24 will be extra lines. So 6 lines are, 6 files are available. 6 files or 6 directories are available in my directory. So that is the way you have to identify. I'll go back one more time and let me calculate how many files and how many ls-l, how many things are there here. I could not get how many number of files are there here. ls-l followed by pipe, so wc-l. So look at this, 39 files, 39 minus 1, that is 38 files are available here in this particular directory. Okay, so WC is very much useful to you, since it is very much useful since you have some number of programs which are used to operate on strings, thereby string length and the number of words within the string, within the file, everything will be very useful for us. We will use during that particular time. So finally, what actually WC in the sense, WC is always identify word count, line count, word count, and character count within the file, otherwise from the pipe in the sense the buffer. In this way, you have to operate your buffer. This is the way of operating your buffer. So after completion of this command, let me continue this one here. After completion of this particular command, yes, everything has been displayed onto your monitor. Once it has been completed, so entire thing will be destroyed immediately. This entire thing is being will be destroyed immediately. Your kernel does not have your the buffer so far no more existed after executing. So the pipe symbol and both commands are both processes successfully. Okay, so this is what the command which could be, and I will recall the application of what is this change mode. So change mode is a specific application which is useful to you to operate, which is very much useful to you to operate. So to change the permissions of different types of users which are available. We have three different kinds of users which are available. First one is yourself, whomever working with, and the people whomever connecting under your server, they will be called as group. The people whomever there with the other server which have been having some kind of a conventional connection with your server, then they will be called as others. And you maybe have a facility to change the permissions both dynamically and statically. Statical operation will be done by using this particular thing. You need to remember this particular kind of numbering system, that is 0 to 7 octal number of permission system. 0 in the sense no permission will be given, 1 in the sense execution, 2 in the sense write, 3 in the sense 2 plus 1, that is 3, so execute and write will be given, 4 in the sense read, 5 in the sense 5 plus 1, that is 4 plus 1 5, 4 will be read and 1 will be execute, so read plus execute will be given. So 6 in the sense 4 plus 2, so read and write will be given. 7 in the sense 4 plus 2 plus 1, so therefore all permissions will be given. While operating this particular thing, previously supplied or my voice is good at my side. My voice is good. I don't know what happens to your internet. You please check your internet connection. Okay. So as far as this particular application, if you take this particular application here, this application will be previously allotted kind of permissions will be there. Those permissions will be discard and allot by using this one, by using this number system. So that is why these are called as a static permission allocation here, privilege allocation for a particular file or directory. Whereas if you go ahead with the dynamic, in the sense previously what kind of so permissions will be there. Okay, what kind of permissions will be there? Those permissions will be as it is, and you may be apply more by using this particular command. This command can be always used to apply so the permissions dynamically. What do you mean by dynamic? In the sense previous permissions will be as it is and apply for new. So static in the sense the previous permissions will be deleted and operated specially. So that is what. And if you are supposed to operate in such a fashion, so chmod static operation will be, sorry, chmod followed by 000 followed by file name, f name. So here first 0 will be for user, second 0 will be for second octal number will be for group, and third octal number will be for so-called other. Wanted to give any kind of permission, you have to combine these values and have to give. For example, let me show you for a while for taking one example here. So that example could be, look at this. Yes, you can see ls-l. Let me eliminate all permissions from A. So chmod 000 for everybody, no permission will be given. So 000 a.txt. Now you cannot access a.txt at any moment of time. ls-l, if you check, no permission is available. No permission is available. For example, wc-l a.txt, if you operate something like this, permission is denied. You don't have any read permission, so that the permission is denied. Okay. Wanted to give read permission. So what is the value of read here? Let us check. Read permission will be 4. So I'd like to give read permission only for user, so that chmod read permission is 4 for user, 00 for others. No other permissions will be. So let me take a.txt. So let us check here. ls-l a.txt does have only read permission for user. Now wc-l a.txt. Now it is possible. Now it is possible to get the output here. For example, if you change read to write permission is 2. So therefore chmod write permission is 200 a.txt. You don't have read permission at this moment. WC is trying to read the data from the file. So I would like to operate same command one more time. Again, permission is so denied here because you don't have any read permission. ls-l, if you take ls-l, you have only write permission. You don't have any read permission here, so that it could not be possible. So in such a way, you have to operate this chmod, something like this. Now, if you take a second option, chmod, in second time dynamic kind of allocation. So let us take ls-l. Let me give read permission so on user without disturbing write, which is available already with user. So chmod user plus I'd like to allocate a read permission on a.txt. If you perform the same in terms of octal system, write permission can be eliminated, then read will be applied. But here write will be as it is, that could not be changed, that could not be disturbed, and read will be gets allocated. Let us go ahead and take the ls-l. Write will be as it is, there is no problem at all. So you need to also operate this particular. So this is called as a dynamic operation, dynamic permission allocation or privilege allocation for a particular file or directory. So this is what about chmod. I have already very clearly I have explained in the previous class, but today I have recalled it, that's all. I have already shown you if read permission could not be there, what actually happened. If write permission could not be there, if you want to, let me say, so write permission could be taken off. So chmod 000 to a.txt, everything has been taken off. Then write permission will be 2. I would like to take only read permission onto this one. chmod 400 a.txt. Yes, I have been operated only this one. Now I am trying to append. Some more text to a.txt. Appending in the sense cat single greater than will be creates the file, double greater than will be appending the data. It will be append at last at the end of the file a.txt. So look at this, permission is denied. There is no permission, write permission is not there, so it could not be done here. Okay, it could not be done here. So that is why it should not be executed. So by if you have permissions clearly, then only certain kind of operation will be gets operated here, otherwise it could not be gets operated. So this is the comment today. This is the class today, and if you have any questions, you please call me or ping me at any moment of time. I will come to online and I will let you explain what kind of doubts you have. Okay.